Justin Turner on the field celebrating with his teammates without a mask after the game, tweeting, quote, "Thanks to everyone reaching out. I feel great. No symptoms at all. Just experienced every emotion you can possibly imagine. Can't believe I couldn't be out there to celebrate with my guys. So proud of this team and unbelievably happy for the city of LA. Hashtag World Series champs." So, Buster, we don't want to talk about this, obviously, but it is the overwhelming story that everyone is talking about. How did this happen, and what reaction have you been hearing since it did?
Well, you start with this. Baseball did a great job getting to the finish line. Major League Baseball and the players working like crazy to get to this spot. But so often in history, baseball is emblematic of what's going on in the country, and last night was a great example of that. And now, because of what happened, it just raises questions. What did Major League Baseball know, and when did they know it? Was Justin Turner pulled out of the game quickly enough? After he was pulled out of the game, was he quarantined? Was he told to stay away from teammates? After the game, how was it allowed that he was around his teammates? Why wasn't he wearing a mask? For baseball, it was an ugly look to the 2020 season.
And it should remind everyone that if the Rays had won this game, then we wouldn't be playing Game 7 today. Because of this positive test, there would have been some delay, and who knows how long it would have been. And so quickly, what reaction have you been hearing? I know you are texting with basically everyone in the entire baseball world. What were people saying to you?
Well, first off, most of the response I was getting was about Blake Snell and that decision, and people were losing their minds when Blake Snell was taken out of the game last night with a feeling of, you know what, this has gone too far with analytics, and analytics are based on what's happened in the past, not what's happening in the moment. And Blake Snell last night was totally dominant. He faced 18 hitters. He struck out 9 of them. He got 16 swings and misses amongst 73 pitches. And look, you could see the reaction of the Dodger players in that moment after the game. They were thrilled that Blake Snell was taken out. I do think there's going to be a larger conversation in baseball this winter about whether or not the sport has gone too far with this and hurt the entertainment value of Major League Baseball.
Have you heard from anyone who said he did the right thing? Sometimes in blackjack, for example, I use this example all the time. In blackjack, you do the right thing and you wind up losing the hand. It happens all the time. Have you heard from anyone saying he did the right thing?
In front offices, yes, because if you look at Blake Snell's numbers after the first 50 pitches, he has gone downhill. If you look at Nick Anderson's season, he's been an excellent reliever. But that wasn't reflective of what was going on in front. And what I got back a lot of from folks last night was there was no feel for what was happening in Game 6 on a Tuesday night of the World Series. And it was all about past numbers. It was a battle of calculators as opposed to players on the field in that moment.
Yeah, the analogy of blackjack doesn't necessarily hold up unless you're able to actually count the cards. If you know what is in there, which in this case he does, he has a feel for how his pitcher looks, you can change the numbers if you want to. Let's finish it up with giving the Dodgers their due, and someone like Clayton Kershaw, who's waited his entire brilliant career for this night. What does this mean for him?
Well, for him, it puts aside the whole narrative about him being one of the greatest players of all time who couldn't win a World Series. Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager, said it on the field last night. How about this for a narrative? World Series champion. And in that moment that the World Series ended, the Fox cameras were focused on Clayton, and you could see a glimpse of relief before he ran on the field and smiled.
I agree with you. There were celebrations of joy and celebrations of relief. His initial reaction was exactly that. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.